So here we are. This is part 3 of section 714. And again, we're focused on proof, trying to learn how to use this new concept of CPCTC, where we prove triangles are congruent, get to that step, and then we try to do something after that. We try to take those congruent triangles and use some part of them to say, hey, those parts are important in proving something else like lines being parallel. So hopefully on your paper, you wrote out the givens about the bisectors there. I'm just going to show the short version of that so it all fits on the screen here. And the fact that they bisect each other means these two are equal and those two are equal. So hopefully that's another conclusion you came up with. EG and GJ are congruent. Probably could switch my letter order around there. And FG and GH congruent. Probably could switch this to HG instead. That's all right. Only reason you come up with that conclusion is because you understand the word bisect. Some people will write definition of midpoint here, but you don't have to know the word midpoint to do this proof. You do have to know the word bisect to come up with that conclusion. The only thing you're missing is the third part. You got two pairs of sides. Can't get these sides, but you can get the vertical angles in there. So that's one way to properly name those angles with 3 letters. Of course, we know all about vertical angles being congruent. So that's enough to prove those two triangles are congruent. So this up here doesn't say anything about congruent triangles, but kind of showing off, you could say that GEF is congruent to the green triangle. Letter order matters here. It does not appear that this is a reflection. This is not being flipped over. This is a rotation. This is being turned around. So GEF would be GJH in terms of congruence. And if you mark all that stuff up, you mark your congruent sides, and you mark your vertical angles, you can see it's easily side on side. And now, because we proved the triangles are congruent, we can do a CPCTC step, but we need to find a part of these triangles, that proves lines are parallel. So this kind of connects back to what we were doing back when we used to go to real school in that building and sit in that classroom with that guy up at the front of the board. That class. Proving lines are parallel, there's 4 ways to prove lines are parallel. You can either show that alternate interiors are congruent, show that alternate exteriors are congruent, show that corresponding angles are congruent, or show, the 4th way would be showing same side interiors are supplementary. So if you think back to this drawing, this exact same drawing came up back then, or a version of this. What type of angles are shown on there? So hopefully you recognize you've got, take your pick. You've got a pair of alternate interiors. You could choose E and J to give you that Z shape. Or if somebody else likes F and H more, they could choose angle F congruent to angle H. You pick, whichever pair of corresponding angles, of alternate interior angles you like. Now, the reason E and J are congruent is not because they're alternate interiors, because I don't know if these are parallel. So I can't put alternate interiors. It's because these were parts of these triangles. They were one of the 3 parts that were left over. So you could definitely have E and J or F and H here. Once I know that angle is congruent to that angle, this is locked in place and this is locked in place, I can get to that final conclusion that the lines are parallel. It's because these corresponding angles of the congruent triangles happen to also be a pair of alternate interior angles. Hopefully that makes sense. You guys are experts. If you don't understand that, feel free to ask Kennedy. She is Grandmaster Kahoot champion. She will know exactly how to do something like this. She could probably do this with one eye closed, both hands behind her back, and juggling a soccer ball, football, and a kayak at the same time. Here is the 4th one, and I think I'm going to put this on part 4 here. Keep these videos short. Sorry if that's hard to link them in there. It's easier to download them, though, for some people and for me as well. So give this one a try. And again, approach this like you're a Kahoot master.